After having a pretty shaky preseason, Klay Thompson did not disappoint in his regular season debut, and when looking closer at the film, I think Thompson can help the Dallas Mavericks in a multitude of ways. Now obviously Klay over the past decade has been one of the best shooters in the NBA, and while his percentages have been pretty up and down over the past few years, there's still no denying that Klay's a sniper who still has the capability to make some really difficult shots. We'll see him here start this inbounds play in the paint and watch him sprint out to the corner to then, without breaking stride, catch and step left-right and turn into this on-balance jumper. Now on this play, Thompson is filling a lane in transition, and notice how this PJ Washington pass is well outside of his frame, but Thompson's able to extend out and snag this pass to then instantly get it to his shooting pocket.
And 3 more free throws. Klay Thompson 3.
So the combination of Klay being able to get a shot off quickly, while also having the footwork to shoot on the move, makes him really difficult to guard on these off-ball screening actions. And Klay throughout his career has always been great at punishing his man for running him off the line. And at this point of his career, I still think he has the tools and game to do some damage off the dribble. I love this read here, where Thompson's going to work off this pin down and handoff, and again, because his man is fighting over the screen, he's got all this space to attack into, and when he collapses the defense, the spray out to Kyrie Irving is right there. Throughout this season, I also see the Mavericks spamming the Spain pick and roll with Thompson, where Luka or Kyrie is operating with an open ball screen, and Klay on the backside is going to screen the big and drop. And I honestly think this action is going to be impossible to guard. First, because both of Dallas' stars are legit 3-level scoring threats, who also have the ability to toss lobs above the rim, while also being able to read and manipulate the weak side defense. But then you also have to deal with an all-time great shooter screening and flashing out. So I think it's safe to say that the Mavs will consistently get great looks out of the set. We'll see Dallas again here set up another Spain pick and roll, but now Klay is going to simply shift out into open space, and just a slight miscommunication leads to another 3 points. Now Klay can also bring just as, if not more value playing off the ball, where his floor spacing completely opened up the paint for Dallas' offense. We'll see him here spotting up in the opposite corner, and notice how that pulls Chris Paul up, leaving all this space in the lane. So on top of putting Klay in the action like we saw in Spain pick and roll, you can also simply have him spot up in the corner, which will pull the weak side defense out of the paint, leaving the drop big on an island against Luka. And then even if the defense tries to help off Klay just slightly, he obviously has the ability to knock down catch and shoot threes, plus put the ball down and attack closeouts. I also thought the Mavs found a ton of success using Klay as an off-ball decoy, where they would simultaneously run Klay off some sets while Luka was playing in isolation or pick and roll, and at times this was effectively able to occupy the entire weak side defense. We'll see Luka here pushing the ball in transition, and notice how the Mavs are going to set up these staggered screens on the weak side of the floor, which pulls the entire help side out of the paint, giving Doncic all this space to attack into. And even as Wemby slides down, you'll see his attention slightly being pulled up towards Klay. Now when Klay was off the court, I thought there was a pretty drastic difference in Dallas' spacing, where in pick and roll the defense on the weak side was more willing to slide down and help on the roll man. And while both Luka and Kyrie have the ability to make the right play, I still don't think Dallas has any players who are the type of spot up threat that Klay is. So offensively, I think Thompson is going to be a pretty seamless fit in the Mavs offense. Obviously, he's an all-time great shot maker who's extremely accurate shooting on the move, and Dallas can use him as both a floor spacer or off-ball decoy. And then on top of that, I still think Klay in spots can do some damage attacking gravity off the catch. And while a bulk of the creation is still going to be on Luka and Kyrie's shoulders, I do think Klay's presence on the court will take some weight off them. Now the elephant in the room with Klay's game right now is going to be his defense. Obviously, there's going to be a ton of pressure on his defense if he's starting alongside Luka and Kyrie, because Doncic typically takes the weakest offensive player, and Irving to a certain degree is limited due to his size. And it's tough to have PJ Washington step out and guard on the perimeter if you're going up against a bigger team like Denver or Minnesota. So going forward, Klay's going to most likely have to hold the zone against some elite wing scorers, which wouldn't be a problem if we're talking about the Klay Thompson from 2015. But things are obviously different now, so we'll see how it shapes up going forward. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments who the kid should break down next. The Kid's here.